So if you don't know me, if you're not familiar with me, I'm Catherine Watkin, and my business is called Selling from the Heart. I'm in my 15th year actually of working with small business owners and helping them to increase sales in their business. So I teach a very unique approach to sales, which I believe is more effective than those traditional sales techniques. So I want to be having a look at your sales process. Where are the places in that process where things could be going wrong, where things could be falling between the cracks? So the first thing I want to do is just super briefly make the distinction between sales and marketing. So marketing is all of the activity that you do to get seen and get found by your potential clients. Marketing can also be the activity that you do to keep yourself front of mind with those people. When you're doing your marketing, everything's going out. Money is going out. Energy and effort is going out. Time is going out. Everything's flowing out in your business. Sales is the moment that it all comes back in. The point at which one of those many people out there who's interested in what you say, yes, I want to work with you. I'm choosing you, nobody else, and I'm making a commitment to work with you. Now, it's only at the point of sale that you actually have a business. And what I notice is that there's a lot of focus with business owners on their marketing activity and how much visibility they're doing. And a lot of small business owners don't put as much focus on mastering their sales process. And actually, without an effective sales process, one that you feel really comfortable about, one that you want to really lean into, one where you feel totally congruent inviting people to find out more, one where you actually look forward to sales conversations or sales masterclasses or giving talks. If you don't have that piece in your business working, then you still don't have any revenue and you still don't have a business. So what I want to do next is just to talk through your sales process. I'm going to break it down into 5 steps. I call this my 5 steps to getting paying clients, because any one of these steps, if it's not working effectively for you, it can be letting that whole sales process down. So I'm going to talk through it, and as I do, you can start to notice, do I have this in place already? Or if I have it in place, is it effective? Is it working? So that you can go back and see, is there somewhere that needs tweaking or that needs some more work? So the first of these is your message, your marketing message. So your message is your marketing, but it's also the first step in your sales process. So what you want to be asking yourself there is, when somebody comes across you for the very first time, and they are your ideal client, or they're connected to your ideal clients in some way, they might have a community of your ideal clients, they might be married to your ideal client. When that person comes across you for the very first time, is it crystal clear to them who you help, the problem you solve, and the end result you can help somebody to achieve? Because if the message isn't clear, you can be doing all the marketing in the world till the cows come home, exhausting yourself, burning yourself out, feeling like you're on a never-ending treadmill. But nobody is stepping foot into the first part of your sales process. Step 2 of your sales process is your invitation, also known in marketing speak as your call to action. So imagine somebody has come across you for the first time. They might have met you out in the world somewhere where you were networking or speaking, or they might have come across you somewhere online and they know what you do. They get that moment of recognition. Oh my gosh, that sounds like me. I could be interested. What's the first step you want them to take? And are you making it clear every time somebody comes across you what that next step is? Are you clearly inviting them? And so that next step, depending on your stage of business and depending on your current focus, if you're in your earliest stages of business, or you've been in business for a while, but you just really need a client right now, because that happens sometimes, right? then your invitation might be to some sort of a call, whether it's a discovery call. I teach a concept called the high value free session, which is a similar concept, whether it's a straight sales conversation. If you are more established in business and you are less focused on hand to mouth and you're more focused on building an audience so that you've got people who follow you that you can invite to buy from you in future, then your next step invitation might be to sign up for your free giveaway, also known as a lead magnet. Your third step in your sales process is, technically speaking, your conversion event. I tend to call this your sales conversation. It's basically the event that happens at which you will be inviting your potential client to make that decision and commit to buying from you. So again, it depends on your stage of business and it depends on your business model, but that conversion event might be a one-to-one conversation, or your conversion event might be a masterclass, it might be a challenge, it might be giving a live talk, a video sales series. What is that conversion event? And very importantly, is it effective? Is it working for you? Whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many, do you confidently know how to guide somebody through a process that ends, and what I'm going to say now is really important, that ends with them making a decision that they want to work with you? Why do I say that? Because very often it's the business owner that decides the person should be working with them. And then guess what? The client is not on board. They don't get it. They don't see the value. They haven't understood. And what happens is now you're into persuasion, convincing, pushing, talking and talking, almost sometimes digging yourself into a hole. If you've had traditional sales training, you're getting your arsenal of objection handling techniques out, you're trying to close them, and energetically this client is backing further and further away from you. What I teach is, if you can guide that conversation so well that your client decides they want to work with you, instead of you deciding and then you imposing that decision on them, everything about sales becomes so much more smooth, effective, enjoyable for you and for the client. So do you know how to have an effective sales conversation or conversion event? Number 4 in your sales process is your offer. So your offer is, of course, separate to your sales conversation, but it's also a really key part of your sales process. And there's 2 pieces here. Number 1, if you are not crystal clear what you're offering, how it's delivered, what it's designed to do, and what it costs, what can happen is you can lack confidence inviting people to take that next step into the sales conversation. It's also really important that you're clear on your offer, because that's when you can learn how to communicate it in such a way that that client gets it. And you know what I mean by gets it, right? I bet we've all been in this situation. You know that moment when you get off the call and you know that the client just didn't get it. And you could see just how badly they needed to work with you and how much they would benefit from your help. But somehow when it came out of your mouth, it didn't come across clearly. You didn't articulate it well. So that offer piece is so important. And then step 5 of the 5 steps to getting paying clients is it's your marketing. And it's like, what? What do you mean marketing is at step 5? Because most people naturally put marketing at step 1. But here's the thing, if your message isn't working to attract your ideal clients, your invitation isn't compelling enough that they want to book in for that next step, your sales conversation isn't effective, you're not clear on your offer or the value of the offer, then honestly, there's just no point getting out into the world and doing any marketing. You don't have the ability to bring them through the sales process. And what does that mean? Just stay under the duvet and watch TV all day? No, but it does mean maybe go back a step and have a look at where in your process could things be like going wrong. Like these are all the steps in the process that are either guiding somebody towards becoming a client or it's not happening. And then the other piece as well is after the sales conversation and the offer, that client might say yes and sign up to work with you. They might say no. Very often it's in between. And if your client is getting off your sales call with anything other than a yes or a clear no, then that process of follow-up becomes really important as well. I'm just going to summarize. So step 1 was message, step 2 was invitation, step 3 was sales conversation, step 4 was offer, and step 5 was, if all of that's working for you, then get out there into the world and go marketing like crazy. Shout from the rooftops, tell everyone what you do. I just want you to all know, no matter how you feel about sales today, you can absolutely fall in love with it. Sales can become one of your absolute most favorite parts of your business. And that happens when you know that you can take people through your sales process and every step of the way you are in service to what's best for them, including the point where you recommend they work with you. We are not of service to our clients when we sort of pussyfoot around and decide we don't want to be salesy, so we don't tell them how good our offer is or how it could help them and what a difference it would make. We actually serve our clients at the highest level by taking them through the process that helps them decide to say yes. But if we can't serve our clients through the sales process, we don't get to do the work. So I know it's a bit cliche, but it's so true. Sales is service. And when sales feels to you like pure service, that's when you will look forward to it. You will love it. You won't get hang-ups about it. You won't be second guessing. You'll just be like, I'm going to have a conversation with a lovely human being, and it's either going to be right for them or it isn't. And if it is right for them, I'm going to let them know that I think it is. Because when we come to be really comfortable with sales, we don't hold back. You won't hold back on your marketing. You won't hold back on inviting people to find out more. And I know that if you don't feel confident, if you feel on the back foot, you're always going to be holding back from sales to a certain extent. And like I said at the very beginning, sales is what makes your business a business. It's been lovely spending time with all of you. Lots of love. Bye.